The original FN 5.7.
Yeah, you realize I can buy this gun and this gun for the price of that gun.
Yeah, but the FN, the OG, the iconic.
This gun and this gun. Let's talk about the FN 5.7, the Ruger 5.7, and the new Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7, and which one is the king of 5.7? Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms out here at Take Aim Training and Range, and we've got Kaya back with us.
What's up, guys?
And just because I know some of you are going to be tuning into this video and you haven't seen the other videos, you're probably going to comment, dude, why does your voice sound like that? I don't know, it's weird, but whatever. Okay,
it's
now
much
that
better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, now that that's out of the way, we are bringing you today the battle of the 5.7s. We've got the OG FN 5.7 with a more modern take. This one has a little bit more improved grip angle. It's the MRD cut for a red dot. Nice. The FN 5.7. We've also got next in line the Ruger 5.7, which has so far been my favorite, just to throw it out there. Okay?
I've not fired it. Have you? You fired it, right?
Yes, yeah. I've done a little bit of a comparison between the two. I've done the comparison between the OG and the modern 5.7 or the MRD by FN. And the Ruger, just for the value, that was where mine was at. And then we've got something new to the game, the Smith & Wesson 5.7, the M&P 5.7. So, threaded barrel, which is something to note right off the bat. So let's go ahead and break this down really quick. Price points, MSRP for each of these. I'm not even going to start with that. Let's start with this one. The MRD model, which again is the optics cut, the better grip angle, a little bit more modern, is about around $1,500.
Okay.
You can get the original that just doesn't look like this, the original, about $1,400, about $100 difference. The Ruger, $899.
Okay, that's significantly cheaper.
Yeah. And significantly cheaper is the $699 Smith & Wesson 5.7.
Dude, that's I checked that one out at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, like felt really good. I haven't fired it, but $699. Okay, and cut for an optic too.
And cut for an optic too, and a threaded barrel. So right off the bat, I'm kind of impressed with the Smith & Wesson. Granted, I haven't shot all three of these right next to each other like we're about to do. I haven't even shot this one yet. One thing I'm noticing is there's a little bit of play in the slide, which again, I don't think that's too big of a deal, but something I'm noticing, you know what I mean? Glock. the Ruger, same thing. It's a similar type of thing, but it's nowhere near as loose. And then
is this a toy gun or what?
So that's one thing I've always said. The FN feels like an airsoft gun.
Yeah.
It's just really plasticky. Even the slide is polymer. It's really plasticky. Not typically my favorite, to be completely honest. Yeah. But it does have a cool factor to it. And when you think about when the FN 5.7 was designed, I mean, it was a counterpart to the P90 because they wanted a sidearm and a primary that can be utilized sharing the same caliber. Yeah. And the 5.7 is it's a sweet little round, okay?
Does it even hurt? Just asking for a friend.
So with that, you got to think about the time period in the early 90s, P90, when the P90 and the 5.7, the FN 5.7 came out. They were on this polymer kick. I mean, the G11 at that point in time, which was this HK weirdo thing. There's a lot of polymer guns that came into play.
Like that plastic.
Glock, and so there you go. Okay, what do you get with each gun? Let's start with the most expensive one. First thing I'm going to note is, I was going to compliment the controls, but I had a problem locking back the slide. So you've got an ambi safety, which is nice, but you do also actually have a ambi magazine release. So, I take back what I said about no ambi controls. It's just the slide release is the only thing that's not a ambi control on this gun. Takedown still only on this side, so there's that. I do like the sights quite a bit on this. They are raised, which is pretty nice, and they are, I don't want to say, okay, those are definitely illuminated.
Night sights?
They are night sights, which is pretty cool. So they got a really good glow to them. For $1,500–$1,600 where this comes in at, I appreciate that. So nice. And when we actually start shooting them, we'll talk about the triggers and things like that. Okay, Picatinny rail on the bottom, great. All these have reversible mag releases. All these have Picatinny rail. Only one has a threaded barrel, the Smith & Wesson. Two of them have ported slides, the Smith & Wesson and the Ruger. One has, well, Both the Ruger and the Smith & Wesson have ambi slide release. Let's see. Oh, that's a safety.
No, that's not.
That's a safety. My bad. The Ruger does not have an ambi slide release. It has an ambi thumb safety. So the Smith & Wesson at the lowest price point is the only one that features an ambi slide release. Is that a big deal to you or not? Let me know down in the comment sections. I personally like that.
The Smith is surprising me, like with the the 10 millimeter that I tested out recently. I was impressed, man. Smith is doing some good work.
Yeah. So you know, very cool that they've come up with that. The overall feel of the guns. The Ruger is probably my favorite as far as they feel.
Yes.
Yeah. This just feels very narrow. And when you take a look at that, you can see how narrow that grip is, which is, you know, some people might prefer that, but it's also pretty fat, you know, pretty wide here. Granted, you're not having to worry about this gun having a lot of recoil, but at the end of the day, it's something I don't know.
Let me try it. Let me see.
It's kind of the Ruger in my mind is just super comfortable.
Okay, right off the gate, I'll tell you that this is too slim.
Yeah.
It feels a little different.
Yeah.
However, I can just tell you, pressing the mag release, this is almost impossible without just changing my grip. And I'll tell you this, like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
I can't get to it, guys. Check it out. Like normally, I'd bring the gun to my workspace to press this button to get the mag out, and I can't reach, and I don't have small hands, right? So I can't reach, so I have to literally change my grip to this to press this button, as opposed to Smith & Wesson, bang, 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 right on there. So that's a big deal for me. So Smith seems to be my guy right there.
I mean, again, this would be something that we'll have to...
Yeah.
I have to do the exact same movement with, with both of them, yeah. So then again, I mean, I think I have medium-sized hands, and so for me, it's something I can work with. I will say, I think the Smith & Wesson's a little bit more tactile. I think it is a little bit better. That's just because it protrudes a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, in comparison, you've got a little bit bigger surface area that's also textured versus just a
kind of caved in.
Yeah, it's not textured, and you know, it's just a polymer button.
You got to be really intentional with that one. Really.
Yeah, exactly. You know, how does that compare to the FN? The FN, I think the FN dominates in that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's bigger, but it's got this like. You gotta really press it. That one's intentional, that's for sure.
Okay.
So again, that's just the mag release, though. You know, safety, manual safety, where it's located on the FN. I like that, but.
Yeah.
As you see, it's not the most ergonomic thing. If you want a manual safety, the Smith & Wesson has one that's offered also. You can actually pretty much see where it's cut for one.
You can just put one on.
But it's right back here, similar to where the Ruger is. That's a lot more ergonomic, if you ask me.
Just like that shield.
Yeah.
The external safety, yeah.
So there you go. Okay, so for the price point, you know, the Smith & Wesson seems like it definitely has a lot to offer with the optics cut, with the ambi slide release, and the threaded barrel. How does it shoot compared to the others, though? We got, again, $699, $899 versus $1,500. Let's go find out.
Yep.
Starting off with the OG, the FN Five-SeveN. And one thing that Kai and I have already both pointed out with this gun is because of that polymer slide that it's made out of, if this thing gets any more damp, and it's pretty damp out here as it is, you lose a lot of grip.
Yep.
You know, I have to do the kind of the hand over the back of the slide to really get a good positive grip on that. And you know, that's that.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Let's see how it goes.
Yep. All right, let's go and take a couple shots here with the FN Five-SeveN. Nice, 20 rounds.
Look at that muzzle flash.
Yeah, that thing's definitely got a muzzle flash to it, that's for sure. But that 20 rounds, I mean, this gun feels so, I mean, it's so lightweight. Yeah. It's so lightweight, and that 5.7 round, it has pretty much no recoil. Were all those shots on target?
Dude, they're on target, and you can tell right there, like when people talk about like, oh, 9mm or 5.7 for stopping power. Dude, 5.7, you were hitting it, but it was just so quiet.
Yeah.
On target. The thing is too quiet.
Yeah.
Compared to
and you can't really see the target move. Yeah. But what's crazy about this gun, or about the round, right, is you take a look at this little guy. That 5.7 cartridge has such a small area of impact.
Yep.
Right, and it's moving so quickly. That's what makes this thing so lethal.
Yep.
Right, and that's why too it's made to defeat, well, especially the armor piercing rounds. That's what they wanted it for, to defeat that soft body armor.
Yeah.
You know,
it does the armor. Yeah. The black tip ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's a real interesting cartridge and interesting gun. Let's go ahead and load this mag back up. Unfortunately, we just have the one mag, and let's get Kai on it, and then
it's just like an AR mag, the P mag. You know, you just kind of like that's it. You know.
Yeah, they're easy mags.
It's so cute, like a little toy.
Yeah, I will say that out of all the mags, this one's the easiest to load.
Oh, that's right. The Smith & Wesson mag. I'm sorry, it says 22.
Let's walk. Yeah. Let's talk about it when we get there, so we can actually show them.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, one thing Clint and I were just talking about, this has a magazine safety FN 5.7, so that means the trigger won't work without a magazine. So once you have the mag in, this is good to go now. So, all right. All right.
Nice.
Okay.
So all shots on target. That look great.
All right. Really good. I mean, there's no recoil, right? Recoil is very manageable, but it sounds big. This is like a Chihuahua. You know, like a little thing, but it just barks all the time.
Yeah.
This definitely has. It's loud.
Yeah.
But that's it. So pleasure to shoot.
Yeah.
Nothing bad.
Great. Let's go ahead and grab the Ruger.
What holster is that?
Well, it's my Alpha Mega holster that's made for a SIG 320. And
that's the problem.
There we go. It's got to wiggle it. All right, so we've got the Ruger 5.7 now. Let's go ahead. Got 20 rounds in the mag. Let's go ahead and just try this guy out. One thing I'm pointing out that I'm going to like a lot already, really bright green fiber optic. Under daylight, that's great. But again, I think I'd prefer, you know, for carry and all around use, the sights that are on the FN. But let's go ahead and take a couple shots here with the Ruger. I like the trigger better on the FN, I think.
Okay.
One thing I noticed is I waited for I was feeling for the reset.
Okay.
And I started to pull back before I felt the reset. I was like, uh-oh, where is it? It's got a little bit longer reset. Do you mind? You have the FN?
The FN right here.
Yeah. I just want to compare the triggers really quick.
There you go.
So I'll show you guys. All right, so here we go. For the Ruger 5.7, you're gonna notice we have just a little bit of take up before I hit an obvious wall. A little bit more squeeze, and you see that the travel there, then a break. Now the reset on this guy, as I loosen up, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up.
That's long.
Yeah, and it's not that audible too, and it's not really. It's there's you don't feel it.
Gotcha.
So that was why I started to, you know, I pulled the trigger, and then I started to go again. I was like, oh, dead trigger, but really I just didn't let the reset happen, and I had to readjust. Now if I were to feel that on the FN 5.7,
you're gonna need to have the mag, safety.
You're right. I am not a big fan of mag safety. It's like, you know, but it is what it is. Okay, so with the FN, I'm noticing already
that's the wall.
Yeah, you know, like I hit the wall, but I've got a little bit more pressure. It's a little bit heavier trigger.
Okay.
Okay.
Very clean.
Yeah, very clean. Now the reset. So a little bit more. I mean, it's a little bit of travel, not as much travel,
but it's
more audible, and it's definitely more positive. Yeah. I like the trigger better in the FN for sure.
I have a feeling you know, like the Smith & Wesson trigger a lot better.
The Smith & Western trigger?
Western, yeah. Not the Wesson. The Smith & Western 57.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should,
well, let's go ahead and try that. Yeah, let's put that there. Let's try this guy out. Now, I want to say this. When we were trying to load this gun, capacity is what, 22, 23 rounds, right?
That's right.
We don't know how much we have in here right now because this thing got so stiff. I don't know if the spring in here is binding or what.
Both.
I mean, I was able to get a couple more in there. Yeah. I'm sitting at what I think might be 19 or 20. I'll count them when I shoot. It advertises 22, or at least has 22 on the mag here. Ain't no way we got 22 in there.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Both of them that way, right?
Yeah, both of them that way.
All right, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a couple of shots with this. Again, ported slide, threaded barrel, optics cut. Let's see how this one feels. That one felt really good.
Did you count?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I forgot.
I did. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, how many
19 rounds.
19.
Yeah.
So, dude, as soon as I started pulling the trigger, I completely forgot. That's so funny. That felt really, really good.
I've never fired it. I haven't fired the Ruger as well.
Yeah.
So I can't wait.
You got the other mag? Do I have it?
You have it.
No,
there you go. You got it right here.
John's got it. All right. So how many? All right, I'll count this time, and I'll make sure I stay on top of it.
And then I'll fire Ruger last then.
Oh, no,
I haven't fired it yet.
Oh, you haven't fired the Ruger yet?
No.
Oh, dude, I got ahead of myself. My bad. All right, you go ahead and fire the Ruger.
All right.
I'll make sure the Smith & Wesson's ready for you.
Gotcha. You got another mag for me? For Ruger? Come on, dude. Where's the mag?
I don't know, dude.
I had the mag.
There it is.
You shot him all.
We only had one, so get loading. Now hold the gun.
Okay, fine. Look, I just set the slide forward.
Yeah.
I put a mag in, sent the slide forward with the slide release button. It is not fully seated. Now it is. So, FYI.
Treat it better, Kaya.
Sometimes you gotta smack them. The guns. All right, let's go. All right. Yeah. Clint, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It went dead trigger on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, the trigger, it needs some fine tuning by Ruger. For sure, because I had that dead trigger on me because the travel is too long. Yeah. I'm thinking
and it's
already reset it,
and it's not super. Yeah, and it's not a super positive reset. So you
not
really have to. You almost have to slap the trigger to feel comfortable to start pulling again.
Yeah, but when it comes to recoil management, dude, this thing shoots great.
Oh yeah.
This thing shoots absolutely great, fantastic. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. Okay, let's try the Smith. Let's do the same thing. Just send a slide forward, see if it. Oh, butter. Nope, no problem. So, all right. I'm buying one of these. Yeah. Absolutely, I'm buying one of these.
Yeah, so the trigger, I think. All right, well, so we showed off, we ghosted the trigger. I'll go ahead and take that really quick, just because we ghosted the trigger on the FN and the Ruger rear. So I just want to show you guys really quick. First thing I noticed is it's a little gritty initially. I'm not a big fan of that. It's a little gritty, but once you get to that wall and you start to apply pressure, nothing. You're there. It's like a two-stage.
Yep.
It's just a gritty two-stage. All right, the reset. It's the shortest travel out of all the triggers. It's the most affordable option, best trigger, in my opinion.
Yep.
Even though I like the FN a lot, it's smoother. I like the short take up, and I like the short reset and the more positive reset. If I could have the ergonomics of the Ruger, the ambi capabilities of this gun, the trigger of this gun, the sights of the FN, and the threaded barrel of this gun, I would be, if I could take a little bit of each gun.
You just need to buy all three.
Oh my God. But all right, now as far as shootability or like what was
Dude, I'm telling you right off the gate, like I fired the first few rounds, I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So the slide, okay, you know when you shoot a gun, handgun, like a Glock 19 or even the Ruger 2, it wasn't too bad. You know that slide comes back to you like really hard, like snappy, right? You could just tell that explosion is too much. The recoil spring handles it just a little bit. On this one, it was so finely tuned, it felt like it was so finely tuned, that slide was coming back just enough to get the next round in. So it was very soft. Yep. It felt very, very soft shooting gun. The slide wasn't violently coming at you. It was coming at you like, hey, what's up? And going back, kind of like that. That's what I thought. What do you think?
So my thought is you could buy 2 of these. Almost 3 for the price of the FN. You could buy this and the Ruger for the price of the FN. And I feel like you're getting, don't get me wrong, I am a fan of FN. I love what they do, but the FN 5.7 really never impressed me. And I'm really, I am a fan of the round. And I'm really happy that there's more manufacturers coming out with these style of guns to actually offer a little bit of competition to FN, to maybe make them do a little bit more, because I think they have the capabilities. But I like the way the Ruger feels more. I like the way this one shoots more, but I really don't like the magazine. The magazine,
that's right. The mag
is the biggest downfall of this gun. It fed reliably. That's great. The Ruger had that one thing about going home.
Yep. Yeah. The mag was full. I just simply pressed the mag release button just like that.
Yeah. And it
just didn't. Now I gotta give Ruger just the benefit of the doubt. I had the mag completely topped off. I couldn't put another round. So still,
I mean, in my mind, if you're not going beyond the mag's capabilities, then it should load effectively.
I'm wondering,
and efficiently.
I don't know my strength, and I put one extra in there. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case.
So, if I could take the magazines of the FN, throw them into this gun, the ergonomics of that gun, throw them into this gun, the sights of the FN, throw it onto this gun, everything else I'd keep Smith & Wesson, I would have the perfect 5.7 pistol.
For sure, the Smith & Wesson is lacking on the sights.
Yeah.
It's just basic sights. Ruger has better sights.
Basic white dot sights is all they are.
Ruger has better sights. FN has much better sights than Smith & Wesson, but I can upgrade those, man.
Yeah, and it's red dot capable, ported slide also. And another reason why I think this might have been such a pleasurable shooter, that threaded barrel, you have a little bit more material coming at the end of the gun, so that might be another reason. But again, you also have a threaded barrel, which none of the other ones offer. For the price point, guys, this is a clear winner, if you ask me.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. And again,
this
there's not sponsored by Smith & Wesson. I mean, believe me, we've picked on it quite a bit. We've showed that we can't get the magazine to full capacity, but it still shoots really well. If I can at least get 20 rounds in there, then it's combating. Then it's at least combating those two.
Exactly. So Smith, please fix the mags.
Yeah. Other than that, I'd say we got a good gun here. But with all that being said, let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you still just going to go OG, expensive FN 5.7? Perhaps maybe the one with the red dot cut, the MDR, I think it's called. That's FN 5.7. Does it say it on here?
MRD.
MRD. There it is. Okay. Thanks, Ryan. Knows more about guns than I do, I promise. What? But with that, let us know which one you would take after all said and done. Zing.
Just saying.
Got him. So anyway, guys, comment section down below. We'll see you down there. As always, we appreciate you, your viewership, and your business.
God bless.
And we'll see you next time at Classic Firearms.